talking about our Europe trip.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to unpack here. It's not even funny. I think
There were some hiccups.
There were some hiccups. Let's just, why don't we just start of like this state that we were in when we got there in comparison to when we left Paris.
We were nervous.
You
really
wanted to go
nervous.
like 5 hours before our flight.
I was super, well, I hadn't been to the airport in so long, and also because of what was happening like during COVID, that I was like, I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know the state that the airport
was ready.
is. Yeah.
And then they're like, nope, you don't need
any. You don't need anything, because they got rid of like all of like the Arrive can like just before we left, wasn't it? It was like very
so pissed.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was protected. I still got sick.
Still got sick.
I think that's why. Because when I get vaccinations, I usually always get sick.
That like long after though? It was like a month maybe after.
Yeah, like remember the first vaccination? That was like wild. Like Cam went numb. Yeah. I was like sick for like 2 months.
Yeah.
You had like, you almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't great.
Anyway, so the beginning of our trip, we were nervous wrecks.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, like
it was funny though, looking back on it. But
then
we made it. We made it through. We made it to Ireland.
We only had 6 weeks, and we traveled to technically 6 countries, if we want to count Monaco. Which was
being there for like 2 hours.
2 hours.
I count it. I tell people we went to 6 countries.
Well, that is a country.
Yeah.
So I'm saying...
You didn't know it was a country, though.
Nope.
I'm very surprised when I told you that.
Well, not a lot of people know that.
No. Because it's surrounded by France, so...
It's literally the size of Aurora.
It's probably smaller. It's tiny.
Yeah. And it's just a country.
Yeah. It's a country on its own. Very rich country, though.
I was going to say, just rich. Like wealth. I think one thing when you're doing a trip like that is, like, lower your expectations.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, doing a trip like that, like, for a month, you get to know someone really well. And, like, you just get right down to, like, the nitty-gritty.
Explosive diarrhea.
Especially when that happens. Like, the whole traveling for a month out of, like, a backpack or a suitcase, it gets to be real gross.
No.
Like,
but I think what was great is Ellen's, like, really, she has had some experience with, like, quick travel like that, and because of softball.
Yeah.
I never had that, so I was a bit chaotic in the beginning.
But you got it. You got the hang of it.
Yeah, in Paris, like when we were going home.
Honestly though, like that was the perfect time, because we had a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So you figured out how to like Tetris all your things, and you got it.
I love how surprised you were.
Like we were packing, I was like, and you were done before me, and I was like, "Did you pack? Are you done?" You're like, "Yeah." I'm like, good for you. I was like a proud mom in that moment.
Absolutely, I was proud of myself. Okay, we're both a little bit of like nervous beans, but like different types of anxiety, which I think was so good.
Yeah,
because we both had time anxiety, or we both had like, I don't even know what my anxiety was, but it was like scattered.
Just
general anxiety.
General base level.
It was
of
everything
anxiety.
But your anxiety. Like, I couldn't care less. I was like, if we miss it, then we miss it. It is what it is.
I was stressed.
Old planes too. Like, you were a bit nervous because you haven't flown in so long, but I was like,
yeah, I think we were both like whatever towards the end.
Yeah. So a few hiccups. Let's talk about the few hiccups. In Ireland, we didn't sleep for 48 hours.
Oh yeah, because the plane was a sauna on the way there.
And 2 people passed out in the plane.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Someone needed oxygen.
So I was like, it's fine, Ellen. Like, flying is fine. Yeah. You know, like, nobody
weirdly though
passes out.
I wasn't nervous on that flight. I was like, oh, it's fine, whatever. But also there wasn't any turbulence.
No.
So I was like, oh, it's okay. And it was nighttime, so you couldn't really see like outside the plane. Everything was dark. It was kind of like the ambiance was very chill.
Yeah. I've been on many flights, but I don't think I've ever been on a flight that was that hot. Like, I knew something was off, but I didn't want to say anything to you because I didn't know how you were feeling in it. But I was like, this is really weird. Like, something off with the air, airflow.
Well,
like,
normally they're really cold.
Yeah, but the air wasn't working.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that wasn't that big of a deal. It was just kind of like we were very sleep deprived. And the whole time we were in Ireland, we didn't really sleep.
No, none of us slept.
No.
We probably got a collective like 10 hours of sleep on that trip. Nobody slept.
I know.
But it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Ireland was so fun.
Good. Yeah, there were 6 of us, and then during the last 2 days, another friend of ours came from Italy, and he joined us. We just got up to some shenanigans in Ireland. We stayed in Temple Bar region, which is
Yeah.
like the main sort of like bar area, I guess,
Yeah.
in Dublin. And then one day we went on a bus tour to see the cliffs of Moher, and we went to Galway.
We
We just
basically
kind of
just
roamed around
drank.
Dublin. Yeah, and drank a lot of
Guinness.
and
Lots
whiskey.
of Guinness.
And
Yes,
whiskey.
yes. I have to say, sorry, Nuge. I'm not a huge fan of Guinness.
It's definitely an acquired taste. I like it, but in small amounts. I like one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, one. The Guinness factory, they hand that out like it's water.
Oh, yeah.
Our two friends had their fair amount of Guinness that day
Three of
because
them. Juliana did too.
Juliano, Martin, and Nuge
Nuge.
had quite a lot of Guinness because
Yeah.
the rest of us were over it.
We were also really hungover that day. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
bad. A few of us almost didn't make it. Or I thought we almost didn't make it.
I was actually okay for some reason. What night was that?
I
wasn't that bad.
I think it was the day after we came back from the cliffs and then we went out. Sorry.
I feel like I was okay in Ireland.
But I think
I was
also
just sleep
too-
deprived.
Oh, yeah. And especially when there were 5 of us. No, 4 of us in that one bed. When we had to make the mega bed.
Ireland was a fun time.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was a really good way to start the trip and kind of like get our feet wet into the
Yeah,
traveling.
I think the way that we started and ended it was so great
Mhm.
because we started it in an English-speaking country.
Yeah.
And then I know a bit of French, you know a little bit of French. And so finishing in Paris, but also flying into Montreal, that
Yeah.
also speaks French, obviously.
And
that
English.
And English. It was like a perfect transition going
Yeah.
in and getting out. Because I think that's a bit of the shock.
Yeah. We didn't experience like as big of a culture shock.
After Ireland, we flew into Portugal. Well,
Into
Lisbon.
Lisbon.
I loved Portugal.
Yeah, I loved Portugal too. It was amazing.
I just sent a
So
whole
beautiful.
list out to one of my friends who are going.
Same.
Oh, I want to go with them.
Portugal's fine, like getting the love it deserves. It's amazing.
And like I started realizing it's because of the fact it's so affordable.
Mm-hmm.
So then we could experience more of the culture.
Yeah. But it's also very, very tourist friendly.
Yes.
Like the people there love tourists.
Mhm.
Like everybody speaks English there, as well as many other languages. Like, do you remember when we were in that shop and that lady was like English, Spanish, Portuguese, French? She's like Italian, and she started speaking Italian to her.
I know.
I was like, do you speak 5 languages? Because that's impressive.
Oh man. Yeah, that's remind me when we were in Barcelona and then we met up with all those people and like that Austrian girl Julia.
Oh yeah.
And she was talking about how it's just custom for them to learn another language, like specifically English. Like you have to learn English. But she was like, I mean, you guys are so privileged in the sense that English is your first language, but I also feel bad for you.
Yeah, because
you don't.
English is the only language you speak.
Yeah. Well, like fluently.
Yeah.
That's why we got Duolingo.
I know. I have my doubts about Duolingo though sometimes.
Did I tell you that I by mistake bought like the premium of it? I did like the 2-week trial and I forgot to set the notification. I wake up one morning and I see like $150 out of your bank account. And I was like, fuck.
$150?
Yeah, for the year.
Whoa.
I better be fluent in Italian, Ellen. Otherwise I'm going to be pissed.
You better be.
Yeah. Loved Portugal. There weren't, I was going to say there weren't any issues. And then I remembered Evora.
Oh.
I almost don't want to put it in case like the Airbnb.
We can't. That's why I'm saying we can't admit to doing that. It didn't happen.
Well, we have to now because they're gonna be like, "What did you do?" Nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
Illegal.
There was just a little bit of an incident
with
wine, and we'll leave it at that. But there was a cat that came in amidst the chaos of the wine. There was a cat that came in, and B and I were frantic with this wine situation. And all of a sudden we hear this like meowing, or I didn't even know what it was at first. I was like, what is that sound?
We looked at each other like,
and we were like,
what?
Is someone in the apartment? And to lay the apartment out, so there were like the main floor was like the kitchen, the 2 bedrooms, the bathroom, whatever. And then there was like an upstairs part with the bathroom that also led out to like a terrace. And I
Which we never
guess
used.
which we never used.
Which we were so
Actually,
excited
I
about.
did use it one time. I laid because I washed my clothes and I laid my clothes out on the
Right.
terrace. I don't think I told you this, but I went upstairs.
Oh, yeah, and it was flying everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't pin any of my clothes down because I was like, nothing's not that bad. My clothes were all over the place, like all over. And I was like, I definitely lost a pair of underwear in this. Like, my underwear is just floating around the streets of Everett.
No.
But
Yeah, mine
anyway, but there was a window upstairs, which I didn't know you opened. And
Yeah.
I guess this cat had like climbed in through the window and it started like walked down the stairs and it starts meowing and B and I are like, what is that noise? We turn around and the cat is staring at us like, feed me. And we're just like not
In
believing
shock.
our eyes. Like, this
Yeah.
can't be real that we have this situation happening in front of us. But then there's also a cat in here. And then I tried to usher it out of the apartment. And I opened the door and I looked down the street because the cat is just standing in front of the door. There's a stray dog at the end of the street. And I was like, oh, this is bad. So I just closed the door and walked away.
I'm not about to see this
Yeah, I
cat
was like,
being
I'm
eaten alive.
not. This is not going to happen for
No.
me.
We were supposed to go to Lagos, which is in the Algarves, after Everett. And the guy like never showed up to pick us up.
Yeah, the taxi driver.
He was late. He
Yeah.
got literally stuck driving us through the roads in Everett. Like, I had to get out of the car
Yeah.
and be like, yeah, move forward a little bit. And
I
there
was
was, I
shocked
kid you
that
not,
he-
like an inch away from each corner of
I
the car
know.
getting taken.
I was shocked that he even tried because the first person that dropped us off, he didn't even try and go down that street.
Yeah.
It was very narrow.
I feel like he was new, but he was really late. Like, he was like double the time that he should have been.
Yeah. That was bad. And then we had to buy a new ticket. Like, when we went to Lagos, that place was amazing. We got tattoos in Lagos. Like, Lagos was the best.
Yeah, we got tattoos that were, I have 2 little butterflies on my hip.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
Mhm.
I want to go back there to get another tattoo
They were
because
so cheap, too.
they were so cheap.
I tell people,
such good quality.
so many people how much it was. I was like, it's $50. 50 Canadian dollars. No,
No,
it was
you-
50 euros.
50
It was
euros.
70 Canadian dollars. But still,
Oh yeah.
like,
I mean,
that's so cheap. Portugal is incredible. But I think the best thing about Portugal, though, was that we didn't really have any expectations going in. We were like, we've heard
Mhm.
it's great. We've heard this place is, like, unreal for tourists. It's cheap. So, like, let's see. And then we went there and our minds were blown. Especially when we
you were
went
the one
to-
that was like, we got to go to Portugal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't heard much of it,
Yeah.
but
But I had a friend who had gone to Portugal in high school, I think, and she loved it. She was like, it's my favorite place. Like, I want to go back, all this
I
stuff.
want to go
I
back.
hadn't really heard anything of it. And then when we went, I was like, yeah, no, this is
I basically
this is
can't
it.
shut up about it now.
It's
like,
amazing.
I want to. I told my parents, like, you guys have to go to Portugal.
I told my parents the same thing. too.
Everyone needs to go to Portugal. Like, amazing pasta, amazing food, amazing people.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the weather's beautiful there.
I want to see what I wrote in here because I forget.
Yeah.
Ellen, have you caught up on your journaling yet?
I'm almost done. I'm in France, is where I am right now. The day that we went to the. Actually, I finished the day we went to the Louvre. So I'm on the second last day we were in France, that really rainy day.
Ellen is more detailed of a journaler, though.
I would, like, you did it every day. I would miss days too. I would go like 2 or 3 days without writing anything, and then I would have to catch up. But it's kind of fun to like do it now, like 6 months later, and just relive those days.
It was, when I look at the pictures, I'm like, I cannot believe we did this. This
Right?
is insane. When you and I don't know what, it was like one summer, I think we were still like early university, and we were talking about how I don't care if we like graduate, like I want to make sure like I travel and I want to like go to Europe.
Yeah.
You said something about like living in like England or London or something.
Yeah.
And then that was also when we were like sitting on my driveway and
Mhm.
looking at, I think there was like shooting stars or something. It's like out of a movie.
Yeah.
And then we literally fulfilled it.
Yeah.
And I realized that well after, like I didn't even realize that during our trip or before.
Yeah.
I'm like, we just like totally manifested
We did that. We did that.
Because we were saying like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I would rather travel and go to Europe and experience that than have to do my master's, because that's kind of what just is expected of you right after like university sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's so important to travel because like you learn so much about yourself and like other places too. You can learn as much as you want from books and stuff like in the country that you're living in, but if you have the opportunity to travel and like you're able to, I think it's so important. do it, because there's some things that you just can't learn by
I
staying at
know.
home.
Okay, one of the things that I wrote in here is to let go of the fear of spending money.
Yeah.
Remember when you were
Yes.
saying that? We did really good.
We did.
The trip, like, it was at least $5,000. At
Oh,
least.
yeah.
Right.
And that was with us, like, being kind of frugal, like saving money for the
Very
most
frugal.
part.
I think near the end of it, we were a little nervous. But it was also kind of like,
With money,
whatever.
yeah.
For like a quick second.
Yeah. But I think also, too, we were like, well, what else are we going to do? Like, we literally
Money will
can't
come
not.
back.
Yeah, exactly. And we both had jobs to go back to afterwards. And so
Yeah.
it was kind of just like, well, you know, it's going to have to happen. Like, we have to spend the money here.
Yeah, I remember you saw that TikTok of that guy that was talking about with his wife and how he wanted, or I don't think he was
Yeah.
married yet, but
He got an opportunity, I think, to work or to go travel or something like that. And he didn't go because of the money.
The
Or
flights.
something. Yeah, the flights were really expensive. And then he never got an opportunity to go back or something like that. Like, he regretted not going
Yeah.
and just spending the money.
Yeah.
And he regretted, like, saving the money, I guess.
Yeah, because he was saying something about how it was around St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, and you're never
Mm.
going to experience the St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day, like, with their kind of, that's their
Yeah,
thing.
that's their day.
Yeah, that's their day.
Yeah.
And I think he believes, like, the opportunity, he missed that opportunity.
Mm.
So if the opportunity presents itself, like, no matter how young you are, how much money you have, like, you can make do.
Yeah.
Like, money will come back. I think that was our thought, was like, we're gonna get money. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal. I would rather us enjoy the experience and be present with the experience than have to always stress about money, because that's why, like, we really thought about it in advance. Like, we bought all the train tickets. Well, not all of them, but we bought the flights and we bought the places we were going to stay. So we saved a lot of money. We were mindful like that. And I mean, pros and cons. Like, it would have been nice to be slightly more flexible, but I think
we still had a good time.
We did.
Like, it's not like we didn't have money the whole
No.
time, you know, like, we were able to spend money on things and, like, do things. Like, I mean, we got to go to the Louvre, we got to see David, like, go to all those museums and
exactly
do all of those things.
And I think that's because we planned it so far in advance.
Yeah.
Because some people only do it, like, I think my cousin was, like, booking her Airbnbs while she was already in Europe.
Yeah,
And
that's what my friend was doing.
And I mean, you can do that, but the prices are going to be, like, could be double.
Yeah.
Right? And so your money goes so much quicker. And then maybe you'll be like, oh, I'm going to pass on this.
Yeah.
And I felt like even us spending maybe a bit of extra money on, like, tasting the desserts or, like, tasting like the actual meals that were there in Portugal. Like, the first meal, we're like, what is it known for here?
Yeah. Like, just give us the popular stuff.
I am not a fish girl, and I had sardines.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I kind of cheated. It was on bruschetta, but
still though,
I did it.
Yeah. That's how they eat it there. So
yeah,
you ate like a local.
Exactly, I did.
And you always pass by this. You had cuttlefish in Spain.
I did.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy about that? Guys, if you eat it and it's not cooked properly, you can die.
It was so funny. We were with our other friend in Spain, and I was like, oh yeah, we went to this tapas place, and I really wanted to try just, like, the Spanish cuisine. We actually didn't have paella though, which a lot of people have been telling me we should have. But I
don't even know what that is.
It's like a rice dish. It's they put, like, saffron in it. I think they put saffron in it. I'm not sure. But it's like their version of a stir fry, kind of. Like, they put rice in it and fish and, like, all this other stuff, and it's, like, comes in this really big bowl.
Right.
But the way they cook it is specific to Spain as well. But like, when we went to this tapas place, I was like, yeah, let's just try all the things, you know? And we had squid.
Everything.
And we had cuttlefish, and I told them, B and our other friend who was there, when I ordered it, I was like, oh yeah, also, I don't know why I said this. Like, it was just kind of, I let my intrusive thoughts win in that part.
Yes.
But I was just like, yeah, like, this fish, like, if they don't cook it right, like, you can die from it. And they were like, what? And I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm sure they wouldn't be in business if anybody died from them.
Yeah, I was like,
the
okay,
cuttlefish.
let's do it. I was like, I'm on a roll.
Place too, though.
I thought we were gonna, like, gain a lot of weight, but we kind of lost some weight.
Yeah, but we were walking a lot.
Like, yeah, one day we're in Barcelona. Yeah. To be honest, Barcelona was my least favorite place, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It was just so touristy. And different from, like, tourist friendly. But Ellen said, like, in Portugal, it's tourist friendly because they can accommodate to you,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's almost
It was
like
intense tourism, like, not considerate, you
no,
know?
everything they wanted to capitalize on.
Yeah.
Like, you
Not
wanna wa
saying, like, the people in Spain weren't considerate, but, like, other tourists weren't considerate, you know? Like,
yeah.
everybody wanted a picture for themselves. Everybody was just there to, like, get the picture or, like, see the
Yeah.
thing. I have
So
a question for you.
you do?
Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, what's the one, like, moment if you could, like, bottle a moment from the trip and, like, show it to somebody and be like, "This was Europe." Like,
Mm,
this was, like, the moment in Europe where I was like, "I'm here." What would yours be?
I gotta think about this for a second. Do you have one?
I think so. Mine was in Nice, just, like,
Oh
sitting on the
my
beach
gosh.
in Nice.
Why
If
did
I
I
could, like,
forget
bottle
that?
that moment and just, like, save it forever or, like, bring it and show it to somebody, it
That
would
was
be sitting on the beach in
incredible.
Nice. Because just sitting there and, like, looking at the, like, ocean, because the ocean is so different from, like, when we went to the beach in Spain because it's pebbles,
Right.
and so the water is so clear,
Mhm.
and just, like, watching the French people, like, sit
Yeah.
around you, all the beautiful French people who are all so tanned. They're all topless.
Oh, yes, they were. They were all topless. I think a big memory is, like, Sintra for me.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I felt like I was in fairyland.
Yeah.
It was quiet. We were there a lot later, and it was
Mhm.
literally us near
Yeah,
the
it's
end of it.
just us, yeah.
Yeah, that was probably it. I think when I was there, I'm like, "Holy shit, like, we're doing this. We're
Yeah.
doing this. Like, we're
Yeah.
here." Nice
Also,
also.
yeah,
I would have to say Nice too.
Nice was really good because there wasn't really anything, like, we just chilled for, like, 4 days. It was kind of a nice break in our trip because, like, yeah, we, like, there were some things that we wanted to do, but also, like, you were sick, you started feeling sick, and so we were kind of forced to just, like, take a breath for a second and just, like, go with the flow. This is, like,
Yeah.
we just have to, like, stay here and just be, like, chill for these 4 days, and it was nice. It was a nice break between places. And
It's
then the host, oh, she was so sweet.
yeah.
Arlette, she was so kind.
I think, yeah, if you guys are gonna do traveling, try at least once. Like, hostels are one thing to connect with people maybe
Mhm.
around your age. But I think what was so cute is when we stayed in like the private rooms of like older ladies who quite literally didn't
Did
speak
not
a
speak
word of
English.
English.
Oh,
They're so cute.
yeah, and they're so nice.
Yeah. And you feel like way more immersed in the culture of it
Mhm.
because if you're just surrounded by a bunch of people that speak English,
Yeah.
and they're all traveling. You're like, "Okay, this is fun, we're all traveling," but, like, when you're staying at somebody who's lived here their whole life, it's cooler.
Yeah. Every place we went, I was like, "I wanna move here. I'm
We
gonna live
literally
here."
got
Yeah.
into we went to Lisbon, and Ellen's like, "I think that we should,
Stay.
stay here."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ellen, we just got here."
Yeah, I'm like, "No, let's cancel the trip. We're gonna stay here
I
forever."
remember telling her trying to convince her, being like, "Ellen, this is gonna be you the whole time."
Mhm,
Like,
and it was.
we it
It
was.
was the whole time, every place we went.
But I have to agree that the places where I'm like, "I wanna go back,"
Mhm.
like, absolutely, I wanna go back is Nice and Lisbon.
Yeah.
When we were in Rome, some buses you can pay when you get onto the bus, and then some buses you need to buy a ticket in like a
Most of them.
convenience store. Yeah, most of them
Yeah.
you need to buy a ticket before going in. And this just ended up being one where you have to buy it before.
Mm.
But we step in the bus, the doors close behind us, and we're like,
We're
okay, where do we buy the ticket?
yeah.
And there's like four, what are they called? They're
Like,
police,
fair police.
fair police.
Yeah.
They're like, where's your ticket? And we're like, where do we buy it?
Yeah.
Like we just kind of got here and they're like, oh, you have to buy it at this and this and this. And we're like, okay, great. Okay, we'll just get off at the next one. He's like, no,
Now you have to pay a fine.
you have to pay a fine.
And I'm
Where's your
sitting there and I'm
passports?
like, "What?" And he goes, "Passports." Like, what if we didn't have our passports?
We'd be screwed. Well, we would have to go with him.
Yeah.
I literally was like, we're written up. We have a
Yeah.
record.
That was the funniest thing. You're like, "We're gonna be in their system. We're gonna be in the Italian system." I'm like, "No, we're not. We're just paying a fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it's gonna it
Once again,
sucks, but it's
catastrophizing.
fine."
That kind of ruined our day. I remember us
That
going to
big
like
time
that
ruined our day.
one. I don't know what. I can probably find it in my
We
journal.
were so initially we wanted to go to the Vatican, but we couldn't because we didn't buy tickets in advance
Yeah, fun
enough.
fact, if you wanna go to Rome, buy the Vatican in advance.
Yeah, way in advance,
Way in
and the
advance.
Colosseum.
And yes,
Yeah.
buy it all in advance.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, you get the experience of it. I
Yeah.
really wish we could go into the
Roman Forum. Yeah.
yes, that was really cool. But
Yeah.
then again, like, we did get the gist of it. And
Yeah,
when
we
you're in the
walked around.
Colosseum, it isn't like you see it
It's
from
from
the
the
outside.
outside,
Yeah.
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 Um, but yeah, we were trying to see the Vatican, but we couldn't. We were gonna buy a pack of 4 tickets, or like a 1 ticket that gets you into 4 museums, and they were all connected. They were all like museums for
We
different
didn't
parts of
even
the
see
city or
them all,
something like
did
that.
we?
I think we saw all of them. We saw
Did
3
we?
of them. We saw
Oh,
3 of them.
yeah. I also just loved the days where we didn't have a plan.
Most days we didn't have a
No,
plan.
we had some things like we wanna go see this, and we
Oh
wanna
yeah.
see this, right? Other days, we're like, "Let's just explore," and I think the best place to do something like that would be Rome. We're like, "Why don't we just go into this church?" You
Mhm.
know? And those are the churches where I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah. This is
so
amazing.
mind blown."
Yeah.
Like, the Sistine Chapel, really cool,
Mhm.
but it's filled with people, you're shoulder to shoulder, front to back.
Yeah.
And then when you go into other churches where people are sometimes just going for like about to go to mass
Yeah.
or they're going to pray and stuff,
Yeah.
like it's just so much nicer.
There was one church we went into in maybe Spain. I don't know, there were people playing music there was like a
Oh,
band practicing in the church.
I
And
s- I have that. That
it
gave me
was
chills. I
yeah.
was like
The
so
music that I
drawn.
remember leaning over to you and being like, the music they're playing sounds like that scene in Mary Poppins where that song Feed the Birds, where it's like talking about the pigeon lady.
And I told you I like but I was also in like a Christmas frenzy at that
Yeah,
point after
true.
Barcelona, but
Yeah.
I also was like something about this is making me excited for
Yeah.
Christmas. I also feel like we should talk about like when we saw the Mona Lisa and like David and stuff. Like
Yeah.
we were talking
Yeah.
about David because you wanted to see it so bad.
Yeah.
And then you see it and you're looking around at the people.
Well, it was really interesting because when we went to go see David, your uncle who lives in Rome, before we went to go see him, he was telling us that there are these statues in the hallway leading up to David that are, they call it the slaves or something like
Yeah.
that. And they basically look like people like trying to climb out of the marble, and like Michelangelo did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he left it
unfinished.
unfinished, but he
Yeah,
left it unfinished. People say that he left it unfinished on purpose
right.
because he liked the way that it looked.
Yeah.
And I remember when we got to Florence and we saw David and we were walking through that hallway, I was like looking at David, but then I was like, oh my God, these statues like leading up to him, the slaves, like they're so interesting to look
Yeah.
at. And I was like, what do I look at? Because like I should be looking at David. You know, like I have this voice in my head that's like, no, you have to focus on David. But then like there are these other statues
Mhm.
off to the side that are just like so amazing and so powerful
Yeah.
that it's like, well, what about these ones here? Like they're
Yeah.
also incredible, not paintings,
Sculptures.
sculptures. Yeah, so it was like a weird, like I should be looking at this one thing that has
Everyone
so much
loves.
recognition that
Yeah.
everybody's loving, but then like these things on the side, like they're equally, if not almost better.
We realized in Madrid
Mhm.
that you are like much more of like a sculpture lover than a painting lover, and I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
But I think we learned more about the other form of art that we
Yeah.
didn't initially love.
Like a
Like
new
when
appreciation
you were
for
like,
it.
"Oh my god, look at I would have probably just straight to David, right?
Mhm.
Because I was talking about like the painting on the side because
Mhm.
that's where my eye catches to.
Yeah.
And you were just kind of stopping in awe and looking at the slaves, and you
Yeah.
remembered what Anthony was saying that I didn't remember until
Mhm.
after. It's kind of cool when you go to art galleries or museums with somebody who loves something that's different than what you love.
Yeah. Well, because it's questions that like I never really considered asking myself. Like you were talking about like the texture of the painting, or like how long it took them to do this, or like what they used to mix together. Because like obviously the colors in the painting are not, they don't come out of the bottle that way.
Mhm.
And so, and I was like, yeah, I never really like considered that.
Yeah.
And vice versa, you know, like we would stop and look at sculptures.
Yeah,
And
you would look at like the fabrics in comparison to the skin. Like I
Mhm.
remember you sent me something, but we didn't see it. I think it was in Vatican or something.
It was in Rome. You remember how we saw the abduction of
Yeah.
the Sabine woman in
Yes.
Florence?
Yes.
It was another one like that. It was like the abduction of something, and there were 2 people like wrapped around each other, but somehow the person who sculpted it made the skin and the fabrics just look like velvet, like so soft. Like you could
Mhm.
touch it and it would just like it would feel like velvet. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, how do
Yeah.
you do that?
I also wrote about the fact that we had to navigate literally being with each other 24/7 for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like it was really good that we complemented each other in a lot of things. Like I was saying about like our interest is in art and like
Hmm.
our whole mindset of what we wanted to do in Europe
Yeah.
was so similar.
But also that could be because you know how there's that saying like don't live with like your best friend.
Right.
You know, I feel like I was asked by someone before we left. They were like, "Are you nervous to be like alone, just you
Same,
and
my
me
mom was
for
like,
like a
"You're
month?"
gonna have fights."
Yeah, and I was like, "I don't think so, because like
Yeah.
we're pretty chill, both of us. Like
Yeah.
we're if something happens, like we would talk about it." But I think I underestimated like just how intense it is to be
Yeah.
with someone like quite literally 24/7.
Yeah.
At least like if you live with someone and like you both have jobs,
You can have some time
you have
apart.
some time apart. Yeah, but we were with each other like all
Yeah.
sleeping in the same bed for like most of the trip.
Yeah.
And I
Arguments are
think
gonna happen.
yeah,
It's gonna
they're
happen.
bound to happen. But I think it's like you just got to be a goldfish. You just got to forget about it. Like
You really do.
you really just have to
No,
let it
that I
go.
remember telling myself that. It's probably in here. Like, I remember just saying, like, every day is a new day. Yeah, I literally was like, realize it's history. That's what I wrote
Yeah.
in here because, like, it'll take away from the experience.
Yeah, it doesn't help anybody to hold on to
No.
things that happened
And what do you
yesterday.
say? Resentment gives you wrinkles.
It does. Resentment gives you
What's the
wrinkles.
point?
So,
Yeah, but it's really, really important to talk about it if something really like bugs you.
if it's really big,
Yeah.
you have like it doesn't do anyone any good to hold it in.
Yeah. Like to be flexible is like a huge part in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it goes for both ways. Like there were some times where you wanted to go out and I was like, I don't know. I was a little bit like under the weather, but I was like, nah, like I'm gonna stay flexible. Like let's go out.
Mhm.
I didn't do anything I didn't want to do, and you didn't do anything you didn't want to
Yeah. But
do.
I think we also didn't pressure each other to do anything. Like in those
No.
instances where I was like, let's go out, I was like, well, let's just go for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, like let's just go see what nightlife is
We're
like
in
here.
Rome.
Yeah, like
Let's
we don't
not
have to
chill.
go into
Yeah.
any bar. Like we were gonna go to that one place, but it was packed. And I think you and I, like when we saw it, we were like, no.
We didn't even pause. We just
No.
kept
We walked
walking
right
right
past
through.
it. No
Yeah.
intention of going in.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Like we just
Yeah.
went for a walk. We met those two guys who actually were super interesting. Like
Very
really nice to
interesting.
talk to.
One of them was Albanian and the other one
Mhm.
was from
From
Rome.
Rome.
But they met in a feminist.
You had a rally for like women's rights, pretty much.
So awesome.
Because the Italian government is
Because
fascist.
fascist now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
trying to take away women's rights. They were just so interesting to talk to. And that's another thing is like meeting people on the trip, even if just by accident, you really get to kind of get a glimpse into how people our age are from other countries. Like even that girl in Barcelona, Julia,
Mhm.
like she was on a trip around the world pretty much.
She
But she
is
was
so
so
inspiring.
yeah.
She's traveled so many places. She was going to
Yeah.
Morocco after us. It was Ellen that persuaded us to do hostels. I would have been like, I want Airbnbs, you know, but I'm so glad I did a hostel.
Yeah, Barcelona was really good. We stayed in a mixed room and there were only 6 beds in the room,
Yeah.
right? You kind of had to like get to know each other
Yeah.
because the room was full too. And the other thing in Barcelona was that everybody in our room was staying there for like 4 nights pretty much.
Yeah, just
You
like
know,
this.
like we were all staying there for a decent amount of time. But in Paris, we stayed in a 10-person all female dorm and a lot of people were only there for like a day, if that.
Like
And
they would come at
in
night and
yeah.
then leave early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in that instance, like obviously you're not getting comfy and like meeting the people that you're rooming with.
No.
But I think it was a lot bigger of a place too. And I
Yes.
think the place in Barcelona was meant to be cozy.
Yeah.
And meant to be I loved that place.
I had issues in the beginning, but I think I just need really, like I said, I need to get outside of my comfort zone. Like the trip itself made us way more chill.
Yeah.
Like,
Flexible.
yeah,
lenient.
we
Yeah.
we didn't even talk about this. We lost our luggage
Yeah.
flying from Florence to Paris
Yeah.
for the whole day. We
The
were
whole
like at the
first
Louvre
day. Yeah.
and all that stuff. We were still in our clothing from
the
Florence.
day before. Yeah.
And we did a lot of shopping in Florence. That's where
Yeah.
we got quite literally everything for our family
Yeah.
and did some clothing shopping. So
Yeah.
when I was stressed, on the bus from Everett to Lagos. Remember, we were nervous because we missed the bus. And then
Mm-hmm.
also I was nervous because I thought I forgot everything.
Yeah.
And now my mindset that I was realizing, I'm like, damn, this was so good for us in so many different ways, in the sense that we're just going to go with the flow. Like,
Mhm.
I felt like your time anxiety was like out, like you
Yeah.
were totally fine.
Yeah.
Like I need to be in control was totally out the window, because it's like, what more can
Yeah.
happen? And we were like,
If you're gonna be sad, you might as well be sad in Paris. And it's like,
yeah,
if you're gonna lose all your clothes, like you might as well be in Paris.
yeah,
You know?
lose it all in
Yeah.
Paris. Like,
Even my mom texted me and she was like, well, I mean, at least you're in Paris. Like you can just buy clothes if you need to.
exactly.
But I think too, like, we were kind of forced to put things into perspective when, especially in that situation where we lost our luggage, because like we lost our luggage and we were in like the dirty clothes from the day before, but like we were at the Louvre, you know,
Yeah.
we were in Paris and we were looking at like all these amazing things
Exactly.
in that city, and it's like, okay, well, like you can be in dirty clothes, like it's fine, like
Yeah.
you'll get over it.
And when you compare it to like, okay, are you going to remember all the clothes you bought? Because right now I
Yeah.
can't remember all the clothes we bought.
I can't remember the
And
clothes I
this is
have
like,
at home.
exactly. Or are you going to remember the experience?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that is something I really gathered, like even here, like being home,
Mhm.
like the possessions we have, am I going to remember that in 20 years, or am I going to remember the experiences
Yeah,
we've
like
had
the
here?
things you've been doing.
We're making us seem like we're champs right now, like what we
Yeah.
went through. Literally every third day we're like, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
Because we're homebodies,
Mhm.
and we love our room. We
Yeah.
love our routine.
Yeah. I think
To-
we're also both like introverts,
Yes.
like almost to a fault sometimes,
Yeah.
and we love alone time. And so I think when we realized that there was no room for alone time in a 6-week period, we were both like, oh shit, like
Yeah, not even that, because sometimes we would just like not talk for a few hours,
which was
was
basically alone time.
It's
Alone
our-
time in the same together.
exactly
Alone
in
time
the same
together.
like Portugal specifically was extremely fast paced.
Yeah.
Like we literally were in Obidos for less than 24 hours
Yeah.
before going to the next spot in Evora. And then like every day we stayed for like maybe 1 or 2 nights.
Yeah.
That's it. And for you and I to change the location and language
Yeah.
was a lot
Yeah.
to adjust to. But I
Yeah.
think that was maybe why we are so like, nothing can phase us now,
Mhm.
because we made it an effort to know how to thank people in the language,
Mhm.
how to say some sentences in the
Yeah.
language.
Even just
And
to say like, do you speak English?
do you
in their
speak
language.
English?
I mean, like, we only really were exposed to 3,
It
4
almost
languages,
like
but
made me cry when we were at the like literal. I say this all the time when somebody is like, wow, you're like kind of sensitive. It's like, we're Pisces.
yeah. To give you an image, when we saw the Eiffel Tower the first time, we both cried.
We did. But to be fair, that was right after we saw where
Diana died.
Yeah.
Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Where she died.
A lot of emotions.
So yeah, I just wrote about this yesterday in my
Really?
journal. Yeah, I was like, we were just so overwhelmed with like, I think that's one of the main things, is just we were like really overwhelmed with emotions because we had just seen like where Diana died, and then we were like
Yeah.
faced with the Eiffel Tower, and
It's
it was
just-
like, wow, we're in Paris.
We're in Paris. We're really here. It's crazy when you've seen movies of this your whole life and then
Mhm.
you're actually there in person.
Yeah.
And we saw so many of those major places.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like
so many of them.
Rome, Paris.
Yeah.
After we finished at a location, we're like, what was our favorite part? How
Mhm.
was the coffee? How was
Yeah,
the food?
that was a big.
We rated the
was a
coffee.
big thing.
Italy, number 1.
Oh, absolutely.
Number 1.
Portugal's really good as well.
I would say 2.
Yeah, Italy was first, and then it was Portugal, France.
France,
But
Spain.
it was Paris,
No.
and then Spain, and then Nice was
No,
at the
Spain
bottom.
wasn't really good coffee, I don't think.
No, but Nice wasn't good too.
You're
So I think we
right.
split up Paris and
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think it was like Nice and Spain were tied for last.
Yeah.
And then it was Paris.
Ireland was really good coffee. I just couldn't deal with the milk.
Yeah. Ireland milk is heavy. It's like,
And
I mean,
as
it's
a
whole
dairy
milk.
allergy,
Yeah.
like not allergy, intolerance, it was a little much for me.
yeah.
You summed it
So-
up. Just go on a trip with your friend.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just
And
do it.
journal about it.
Yeah.
I think journaling was so important for me to do that because it allowed me to like reflect. And now I can read through all of this and be like, oh my God, I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
And also going through my pictures, I took tons of
Yeah.
pictures and tons of videos. I can remember everything.
Yeah. Just go and see how other people live. You know? Like,
You'll learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. You'll learn so much about yourself. Just people watch.
Yep.
Just see how they go about their days. That was my favorite thing about the trip. One of my favorite things was just like sitting and watching people. I could not stop looking at people, just like watching them all walk by. So
All of them are
stylish.
so beautiful.
So beautiful. People in Rome, amazing dressers.
Okay, well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's just go back.
Yeah, we'll go back right now.
Okay, deal.
Okay, twist my arm.
Twist my arm. That's in it. I'm so glad you said that because I put that in the episode. I was like, my friend would just say the same thing. Twist my arm. Let's go.